In the shadow of the night, Ankh on the creep, raising up the titans, watch the fallen gods weep. From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the wrath as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break. Killer army rise and make no mistake. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. Odin, Buddha, Allah, they all say goodbye. Zeus, on the throne, but he's losing his life. He's ready for the fight. Open your best run, we here for debate. All the deities trembling, feeling the weight. Step aside, make way for the real. All gods must die. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Hey. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more out and die. All gods must die, no more out and die. They all say goodbye. All could have gone killer, now time to fly. The world's ours now, hear the last goodbye.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woohoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. God killing the house, man. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing strong. Hey, Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Man, y'all know what it is, man. We here, man, to do what we got to do, man. I hope y'all getting ready for that debate. Y'all know what it is, man. This conversation, man, this debate, man, is very, very important. And y'all say, well, you just saying that. It's always a new crop of people to come into the conversation, man. And people often wonder, why he always using the evolution? Why he always doing this and always doing that? I'm going to tell you in a minute, man. Just stand by, man. Just stand by, man. Look, man, moderators, man, drop that link in there, man, if y'all on board. Hope the moderators on board, man. Because this going down, man. Was pangenesis the scientific portion of Charles Darwin theory of evolution? Question 1 will be answered in the debate. All right. Did Darwin produce the scientific theory of evolution? The question will be answered in the debate. Make both of us stay right there. The flim flammery bim bam bammery boom will be in full effect on the 25th of this month. Flim flam bim bam boom will be in full effect. So it's my job to teach us up. Those who understand scientific language and scientific concepts and ideas are going to be laughing. Those who don't, going to be laughing. Those who don't will be educated by the end of the debate to say, damn, I might not agree with him because I just don't agree with science. And I think the Holy Ghost do everything. Or I think the creative force, will, power, source does everything. Well, I think we just not connected to the animals. But what you will say is he got that shit right as far as science. He's going along with science. He's not making a left turn, not making a right turn, not doing none of that. Big up to Gary, man. Pseudo Killer Army, man. Thanks for dropping the link, man. And that support is serious, man. Big up to the Lamar Pope, man. The Coliseum of Arguments, man. Where they running the debate thing over there, yo. All day. Man, go ahead. Check that out, man. That one guy, what's up? Stephen the student, what's going on? Shazmoo, long-time supporter forever. Can't stand him sometimes. Hey, but he supported your boy, yo. He's like one of the first supporters for real, yo. I ain't forgot him. We might not agree when it come down to the Nile Valley, but shit. Hey, I'm gonna let the people come up in this building, man. A little bit. Just a little bit. Get up in here. Yeah. You ain't blocked, man. I'm looking at you, Shazmoo. Someone you got me blocked. You're not blocked, Shazmoo, Batar. You're not blocked, bro. I'm looking right at you, bro. I'm looking at you. And let nobody block you, Shazmoo. No matter how ridiculous you sound when it comes to Black Egypt. Ah, man. Roman was good. From then to now, man. Look, man, y'all got to like and subscribe. Join the channel, man. Join the damn channel. I think it's $3, man. Join the damn channel, man. Y'all know what we doing around here, man. So the Coliseum of Arguments say I got this in the bag. Man, listen, of course I'm going to put the information right. You know what I'm saying? That's not what the challenge is. All right? Let's get into what the challenge is, bro. The challenge ain't getting him out of there often and early. The challenge is, can the pseudos and the pseudo enablers and those who claim to dislike white people and claim that science is the white man's science, can I make headway with them? All I'm actually looking for is for them to say, well, I don't agree with science, but that's what science says. Whatever ENQi is talking about, science don't say that, but I'm going ENQi because ENQi don't need no degrees. He don't need to be a real doctor, and he don't need to be a minister. Well, hell, anybody can be a minister, but I just like what he's saying because I can't stand the white man's science. And I think the white man's science is racism, and I think the white man's science is doing this and doing that. Yeah. So, man, this ain't no walk in the park, bro. The ignorance is high. And for this conversation, it actually shouldn't be who you like. See? Don't go off of who you like. It's got to be based off of, let me say it again, because people get this messed up. It's got to be based off of this. Was pangenesis the scientific portion of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution? Then the question is, did Darwin produce a scientific theory of evolution? So based off what this saying and based off what ENQi saying, Charles Darwin never produced a theory of evolution, right? And the only scientific thing Charles Darwin ever did was pangenesis. And that was the scientific portion of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, which is crazy. How could it be a theory? Anyway, but that is the portion of it that's really scientific, right? Man, we gotta make sure y'all get this, man. Man, I'm not gonna fight that fight now, right? Because I don't got to. Okay. Man. So it's gonna be real good. Let me get some people up in here, man. Where everybody at, man? Let me drop some links, man. See if I can get some people up in here, man. Let me go back and forth into the communities, man, and see where they at, man. Because getting ready, man. I ain't even been able to really go live too hard, man. Been focusing on just clarity, man, making sure everything is clear, right? That's where I'm at. Just want to make sure everything clear. Real talk, man. And yeah, overall, he's still scamming. Watch out for the flim-flam scammers. Your first inkling that somebody is a scammer, watch this. When they claim to be a teacher or they claim to be revolutionary, but deny Charles Darwin theory of evolution, that's how you know they scamming. That's how you know. I'm telling you, man. That's how you know they scamming. Because people that got your best interests at heart. And people that care about the well-being of the community will not go against the very thing, the very mechanism that has helped humanity fight against disease, bacteria, and viruses. They gave them a better understanding of the human being, biology. They gave them a better understanding of what it means to be human. Did they just come from the dirt? Or was they forged by trace elements from distant stars? You know, stars are element producing factories. They produce the chemical element chart. Yes, elements are chemicals. So never trick they use against you. And so if you got good leadership know when to shut the hell up and give it to somebody that's qualified. If they don't know, they'll simply say, I don't know, that's not my area, but I have somebody that does. That's good leadership. Wild pseudo scamming leadership. I don't deal with evolution, Charles Darwin. Wild pseudo doodle leadership will run you into a rabbit hole and claim that they fight against racism, white supremacy, like Dr. Minister ENQi. Stinky ENQi. He's claiming that I'm racist and I've been teaching racism. Last 20 years I've been teaching racism, and he here to save you from Charles Darwin. How could that be? Find that to be very, very interesting, man. Man, I know y'all watching football, man. Y'all got to get in here, man. I'm going to let y'all watch the football. Get in here, right? Before we start kicking this thing off, man. Where y'all at? Where is the peoples? The peoples is coming up, I assume. Let me see. 1 second. Hold on. Come on. One second. Let me drop the link in the server, man. And let the people come on in the building, man, because we got a good one tonight. Right, we're going to run it for about an hour and a half. Right? Running for about an hour and a half. All right, get it going. Let me drop this on Facebook. Drop it in all the spots, man. Get y'all going. See where y'all at. People in the spot, man. I'm going to all the spots. Where they at? Hit me on the Facebook. Boy, I see you, Cedric, man. What's good? What it do, brother? What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? Man, get that out of there, man. So, I'm the racist, huh? Yeah, how could that be? Somebody a racist. Oh, Lord. Somebody's definitely a racist. Let me see. Yeah, somebody definitely a racist. That's real. It ain't me. All right. So because I'm definitely generally concerned for our health, I tell you a few things. Eat a balanced diet, plenty of fruits and vegetables. Don't go breakfast, lunch, and dinner heavy like that. You don't got to. Don't go meat. Don't do that. Right? Don't do that. Simple as that. Meat. You can get a heart attack. Lots of fruits and vegetables, man. Make that a staple. Balance your diet up, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the fish, the chicken, and I space eating red meat. Do a lot of it. All right? I don't. Just don't. All right? So, let's go with this first one. We need at least 30 people in here. I need 30 people in here to start this, man. And, man, there was somebody running their mouth on paradigm shift too, man. There's a fake Christian on paradigm shift, and he was talking reckless, yo. The people he ain't got no business talking reckless to, man. I can't remember this nigga name, man. But I know Cedric was on the panel and Kick Door Low was on panel. I didn't appreciate that, man. I didn't. I'm gonna let you know right now, Cedric. That's a fake Christian, yo. And I'm gonna tell you, the fake Christians, right, sticking their chest way out these days. I ain't got time right now. As soon as I finish the debate, I'm finishing off. Next up, the fake goddamn. They got way too much heart, yo, to have somebody to die for their goddamn sins. When humans been around for at least 2 million, 3 million years. Humans. Christianity been around 2,000 years or so. And y'all sitting up there believed that God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son in the form of a white person, huh? Because that's the only Jesus you can see in your head. If you got to make Jesus black, then Jesus ain't black. I must say this again. If you got to make Jesus black, then Jesus ain't black. Now we know Jesus from Judea, Palestine, and Judea. We know that. With it rains in skin color, we know that. Was he European? No. But he sure as hell wasn't a West and Central African. He sure as hell wasn't an indigenous African. He sure as hell wasn't a Nile Valley African. He was a Levantian. That's what he was. And them wild-ass Christians then stuck their chest. I ain't talking about like my grandmother Christian, my cousin, them Christians. When they see me coming, they leave me alone. We just have intelligent conversations. I'm not talking about those who just believe it in their heart, right? You just believe and you can't get past. That's okay. It's okay. I'm talking about the ones that stick their damn chest out like they got something. The shit is slap stupid. And I'm talking about those specifically that act like they got the shield of Christ around them. I'm talking about them. Now I'm gonna get back to the ENQi thing, but I just you made me think about that. I'm talking about the Christians that think that the wages of sin is death. That's got to be the stupidest thing ever. Biological organisms, been dying on planet Earth for at least what, 3.5 billion years? So for 3.5, since life first reached Earth, things have been degrading, biodegrading, dying out for that long. And since 2,000 years, all of a sudden, the wages for sin is death. Who in the hell would believe that but an idiot? Now, I ain't talking about the family, your peoples who love Christianity. Y'all not stick your chests out. I'm talking about those that stick their chests out like they really got doctrine. Because I'm going to make you sound stupid. I'm going to make you sound crazy. That's what I've been trying to chill. My man stuck his chest way, way out. Cedric, and you know it, bro, very disrespectful, yo. He very, very disrespectful to the pseudo killers and super disrespectful to the real black atheists. Now I got to put on my real black atheist. Now I got to get can't even think his name, the fake reaper. What's his name? Hey, DMG. I'm not debating that nigga. That nigga, I can't debate that nigga, DMG. But that nigga was very, very disrespectful on your program, yo. Telling niggas to shut the fuck up. Now everybody know, yo, we got a certain decorum we have when we come on the infamous DMG programming. We have decorum. Don't get out of, don't do it. Just decorum. But that nigga, he don't. Hold on. Say hi, Dr. Mayat. You lie.
I'm in the daggone bed. You talking about say hi, Dr. Mayat. I'm in the bed.
Well, Dr. Mayat says sit in the bed. Anyway.
I get in bed at 8:30.
How was that lecture you went? How was that lecture you went to, though? You live to people.
You know what? I ain't talking about that live with you. I'm gonna call you back. All
right. Went to the Emily Broader thing. Anyway, listen, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Ain't no debate over whether the wages of sin is death. Ain't no debate on that. Things been dying for at least over 3 billion years. And you're not going to let me get a bunch of brainwashed, loud, gun-toting, wild Christians, you know what I'm saying, to convince me otherwise. And see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the Christians, man, that got a heart and care about their people, right? And trying to change things. I'm talking about them wild pseudos that be pulling out guns on live and all that. Act reckless. What type of Christianity is that? White man Christianity for sure, because they came with intercontinental ships and guns. And I see people acting just like that. Disrespectful. So yeah, DMG, we don't get up and act like that. We want to have decorum. We want to have conversations with them. But I want to know, how in the hell is the wages of sin death? When shit been dying for over 3 billion years. Explain that to me. Get past that one. How in the hell does Christianity reign supreme without colonialism, without the gun, without the foolery? Because we don't come from the Garden of Eden. How about that? I'm not letting them get off of none of that. Faking. It's a cultural story that designates the Garden of Eden, the birth of their great ancestors and they tribal shrines, ancestral shrines. It's a Palestinian Judean ancestral shrine. It's not a Nile Valley ancestral shrine. It's not a Central African ancestral shrine. It's not an Ethiopian ancestral shrine. It's not a Nubian ancestral shrine. It's not a West African ancestral shrine. It's not a North African ancestral shrine. It's not a Native American ancestral shrine. It's a shrine of foolery at the end of the day. When they try to commit you to the lie, what's the lie? Remember I talked about how people, if they're in leadership, they care about you. Well, if you care about your people, you tell them the damn truth. You tell them, yeah, we understand biology, man, based off of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, but we believe in Christ. But we understand that humans start in Africa first. And my belief says this. That's how you know when your leadership love you. Them wild Chris stick their chests out. I got something for them. I'm not sitting up there. Hey, Cedric, you see how they sit up there, Cedric, and try to like they got something? Randall, that's Tiff in the building. Big up to the barbarians. Yeah, that's where we at. You know how they try to act like the Bible is a sacred book? It's bullshit. It's a sacred book to them. There's no facsimile. There's no direct copy from the original. And they do everything to cheat and snake around and act like they got something slick. And now they trying to play Christianity in West Africa, pre-colonial. What foolery is that? And then they play the game and act like they got something. They ain't got shit. They got about 4 crosses. 4 crosses don't do nothing. Not for me. Bunch of bullshit. Whole bunch of mumble jumble. And then they got the biggest mouths. Why? Why they got the biggest mouths? Why? I've been giving the religion a break. Now it's all in on them. It's all on that bullshit. The wages of sin is death. Do you believe that? What's the fake nigga name? I can't even think of his fake name, yo. What's his name? The wild fake reaper. Ain't debated nobody. Yo, get out of that over there first before you start talking to me. Real disrespectful. You can be having a nice, cordial conversation and that nut start talking crazy and reckless. Like we don't realize, yo, you're marginalized nut. Anytime you think that the wages of sin is death, you're a nut. Especially, I'm saying you're a nut when you stick your chest out like you got something. The spaghetti monster God. That's what they got. Yeah, the flying spaghetti monster. I don't believe that no more than I believe the flying spaghetti monster God. Think about that. Then he had the crazy thing about logic and superstition. I need to play that clip. Let me get it. Where's that clip at? What's going on? Got the pseudo killers in the building. Proper. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find that. Yeah, since we cooking with high grease. And we're going to open the panel up. Let's see who got some heart. Let me see. Where the hell is that at? Hold on. Damn. Where that's at? Oh, I know where the guy. I know I got that. Bunch of bullshit. Boy, I can't believe it. Yeah, yo, I see it. I completely understand. Completely understand how. Let me see. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. And he the only scholar. And he this, he that. Yeah, let me put that. Hold on. All right, here you go. Let me get that. Pick up the paradigm shift, man. Yeah, let me put this out here, man. Let me throw this up in here real quick. Hold on, y'all. That's how I want to do this. Let me get this right. Loud nut, man. Big up, man, the ghost man. Big up for the cash app, bro. Appreciate that. That's some love right there, man. Some love right there, man. Logic is supernatural. What the hell is going on? Cedric, did that man say that? Ain't no empirical evidence. What? Ain't no empirical evidence. Sound like ENQi. Remember ENQi was saying something around there? They all got some wild way to act like the wages of sin is death and act like they really got something. They ain't got shit but a colonized slave story brought to them by white people. That's real. Like we ain't gonna sit back and act like that traditional Africans, right, did not get Christianity from somewhere else. Officially, when you accept it, disconnecting you from your ancestral shrine. The guy there gonna story that you would come from a river, or did you would come from a tree or bush, is just as valid. Did you would come from some damn dirt sand and became living? So it's just as valid. And until y'all can get that through y'all head, until y'all can really catch that, yo, you done. You are done on planet Earth, and you will always be subjected to fear. Fear. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of the spook, the Holy Ghost, dying. Should not be afraid of dying. I know we all are, but there's a certain part of you that should recognize, when you do it right. When I say right, when you have kids and you raise them, they have kids, that means you've done it right, regardless of the mistakes you made. Your job is to produce children that can make the world better, that can make the community better, that can make the family better. That's part of our jobs, that can make humanity better. Because with all you got, that's all you got, is your friends and your family. Speaking of friends and family, I'm going to get back on that, man. I just want to take a moment of silence for my great grandmother. My kid's grandmother, great grandmother, my grandmother. She's entered into the ancestral realm. And it was surreal looking at her. She was 102 years old. And to the day she died, she knew my goddamn name and could laugh and smile with me. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here, Bobby. You know me? I know who the hell you is. Top notch. And I'm saying she top notch based off of the women she gave birth to and based off of the men she gave birth to. Because it was those women and those men that helped raise me, and that's serious for me. It make you respect what life is for real, without all the fake Christianity and the fake religion, all that, but the real human connection there, they know that woman right there, that woman right there gave rise to my mother. You feeling me? You feeling me? One of the greatest mothers that ever walked this motherfucking earth. Absolutely. My aunts. That woman gave birth to my aunts. Man, my aunts helped raise me, man. Serious. My uncle. He the first person was like, yeah, look, get a library for real. I was young. All kind of Uncle Jerry. Y'all done seen him come on in before. All kind of that. So to see her, before the Undertaker get in, all that, to see her in that bed when they wheeled her down, put the cover over that you see her, to get a chance, man, and get the fuck away from that ragged ass Christianity for a moment, to get a chance to speak to my family with all that wild ass religion and shit in the way, for me to go ahead and get a chance to do my thing, I did my motherfucking thing. And I wasn't talking about the wages of sin is death and all that bullshit. What I said was, here lays the lady that gave rise to great women, that gave rise to great children, that will continue to change the world. She's the great ancestor. Never let her name die. But y'all raggedy Christians, y'all letting all your family members name die. You glorify Christ's name. How in the hell do you glorify the name of somebody you don't even know? You won't even know. You're not in their bloodline, none of that. You're faking. See, now I'm on them Christians' head. But back to my grandmother. I had a chance in front of the family to say some serious words so they would never forget her name. Don't forget her name. The great matriarch has passed. She's with the great ancestors. I'm going to keep the other stuff private. But if y'all got some heart, man, when y'all in that situation, man, and y'all who don't believe got a chance to give them something real, something to connect them back to Africa, where we really from, man, take that chance, man, and run with that, man. Don't let your family make you afraid to say what it really is, yo. Because we all know we be faking when it comes to that religion. Because when you really read it, you're not connected to it. Your family does not take you back to Palestine as you did, and does not take you back to somewhere in Iraq some damn well, or in the Middle East. You know it. In your heart, you know it. In your heart, you know you was enslaved, torn away from your family line, and brought you to Americas and formed a whole new clan, a whole new in your heart, you know it. Even y'all is faking with the fake Hebrews, with the fake Indian shit. When you lay out at night, yo, see, you know what I learned in my years? You can't lie to yourself. Because everywhere you go, there you are. That's the real part. Y'all can't lie to yourself. If you on this motherfucker listen to me, you really can't lie to yourself, because you searching somewhere that go from the Christians, that go from the Muslim Jews. If you all up in the mix of conscious mix show, why are you doing it? Why not just be a happy regular Christian? Why you gotta be a Moor? Why you gotta be this? Why you gotta have a cosmic God? Why you gotta do it? Because you know something ain't right. You know something ain't right. But anyway, I'm going to give a moment of silence, right? And a nice smile to my grandmother. Big up the Nana. Y'all know what it is, man. Back on them damn fake Christian heads. A fake Christian is a person that will look you in your face, play like Jesus really means something, and act a motherfucking fool. To somebody that look like them, even when you try to be cordial, they act like a damn fool. That's a fake Christian. They can't use Christ. But see, an atheist like me can say, ho, let's just have a conversation. But the fake Christians, they always had this agenda to try to go ahead and press you out. Like that shit means something. Press you out on some bullshit. The wages of sin is death. That's some bullshit. My grandmother died because her body was unable to function after 102 years. Ain't nowhere for her to go, because you fucking looking at her right now. All day, every day. See? Deep right here in my heart, yo. Right here, yo. I honor my ancestors. I honor the people that came before me. Right? And the message that I always had was, I fight like hell. You know why? Because I completely understand, right? The pillage, the murder, the rape, the slavery, and getting torn away from your ancestral shrine. I know what it is. And I know what it's like to try to build that again around all the spookism, around all the misinformation, we at ground zero for misinformation, y'all. Did y'all know that? This is the ground. That's why I'm here. Well, why don't you do this? I'm right here. I won't be where the bomb exploded of foolery. I want to be right here where the pseudoisms is the root. I want to be right here in that debate, kicking that shit so y'all know what it is. Ain't no stopping this thing right here. This thing called real wisdom, scientific literacy, yo. Yeah, we on that. You're not getting past it. And while I can respect you having your own opinions, get that shit out of here. How about that? If you trying to promote your little religion, sneaking in, faking it out, Hemi, I send you in the chat. Hemi, knock it off, Hemi. I like Hemi, though. I heard Hemi got beat up twice in the debates, though. Damn, Hemi. Down goes Frazier. Let me stop. Yeah, willfully ignorant. I done went on a super duper ebb and flow, right? But I remember I started off with teaching your people racism. I'm the guy they claim teach racism to the people, right? That's what ENQi said in his mouth. right? We got a crazy Christian around here. I didn't forget his motherfucking name. He's so stupid, right? Wild nigga, crazy, gone, officially stupid, right? Think he the only one can read and write, right? He think that the wages of sin is death. He think that a man from Palestine and Judea was on a cross and rose from the dead. Anybody talking like that, yo, in 2025 going into 2026, they got a mental problem. Now I said it. Too much stuff here. Anytime the Catholic Church, this is the Catholic Church. This is where y'all get your Christianity from anyway. Anyway. Anytime the Catholic Church can go past y'all and understand that evolution is not only a theory but a fact, y'all niggas crazy. Think about that. We got Christians that deny evolution, but the very source of their religion don't. They don't even agree with their theologians. It's a bunch of foolery, man. Now I'm going to knock their head off because I can. I be trying to be easy, right? But y'all know, if y'all in this universe right here, that universe, that conscious thing, yo, you got some questions. You ain't got no reason being listening to no atheists. Why you listen to atheists? Why you listen to nobody? Why you listen to somebody that say, hold on, man, when they wrote that book, man, they didn't actually know the world. How'd I know? Because they hadn't circumnavigated the world and know the whole goddamn world. They only talking about their world. And if you got to come up with something slick to beat that, you're lying. I'm never going for none of the foolery at no point. And I understand an ancestral shrine, right? I understand accepting a religion, man. That's your choice, yo. But when you're in the conscious community, I don't understand it. I don't go looking for y'all. Y'all come looking for me. I'm never going to a person church messing with them. Just be my space. I'm never going to a mosque looking for them. They come in my space. Why? Because they know they got questions. They can't get it. They can't quite get it out the back of their head. The ancestors talking to you. I'm playing. But they can't quite get slavery back here out of their mind. They can't quite make it make sense on why prior to colonialism, right, coming in and enslaving people, you wasn't a Christian. They try to find all kind of ways. Well, you know the message was coming. They can't quite get that right. And then they know in their heart that the only way that they was Christians was based off of the hands of a slave master or colonizer, or even if it was somebody from goddamn Egypt and made it some way to West Africa, they still lying to them because they was caught up in a lie, because we know the shit didn't start in the Nile Valley amongst indigenous Africa. We know this to be the truth. And somewhere back here, they know that they doing their ancestors injustice. And if you don't care, if you say, I don't care about no damn ass, they can't save me, then how the hell you don't care about your mother and your grandmother, and your great-great-grandmother, and your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, and your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother and grandfather? How you don't care about that? Because you definitely care about somebody's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother and great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, because you read the fucking book of Genesis. And the book of Genesis is the genealogy of a bunch of people from Judea and Palestine. It's all right there for you to see. So don't play with me. All the way back to the Garden of damn Eden. Get out, knock that. You know it. You know it's a line. It's a royal line, family lineage that go back to the Garden of Eden. And y'all know that. And somewhere back here, that truth back here, you know, when I said earlier, you can't lie to yourself, because everywhere you go, there you are. You can't get past that. So you try to extend Christianity. What's happening? Well, you know, it was there pre-colonial. If it was, nigga, it still wasn't they shit. it still was a disconnect, snatching them away from their ancestral shrines. Y'all know religion is the deification of a people, right? You know, like you deify your own people. Like, you know, like my grandmother, the great ancestor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She way better than Christ. She talked to me. She gave birth to my mother, which allowed me, right, to have children. Without her, I ain't even here. Without my great-grandmother, I love that lady, man. She lived long, too. My mother lived long. My grandmother lived long. My great-grandmother lived long. I remember their names. Why would I disconnect myself from that? Why would I make something else more important than that? Y'all got to ask yourself, can you read? I know y'all say I can't read. But can you read? Man, the book, the first 5 books, man, it's ancestral shrinery, man. That's all it is. And Isaac and Jacob and Jacob and Jacob and all that. Ain't none of y'all grandmothers named that. None of y'all. And then you played and then look, so you raised up in a religion, no fault of yours, and then you slip away to the conscious community and start acting like you the cowboys and the Indians on this side of things. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. And we got to go through all this, and y'all act like y'all can't read, yo. And we, you know, reading is really comprehending what you read. And then this is the thing that get me the most, and I'm gonna move forward. This would get me the most about all the fake Christians and all the other shit. Is at the end of the goddamn day, y'all got absolutely nothing. You got absolutely nothing. You gotta go back to a book that was printed by Europeans for sure. Gutenberg, 1440, print press. Imagine if the stories in West Africa had a printing press and an intercontinental ship. And all y'all be denying science, but it was technology and science that helped promote the bullshit. Y'all wild for that. Y'all are wild as people. And then you claim not to like white people. Not the crazy. I don't know what the crazy Christians do. But there's some disrespectful Christians, y'all. I'm going to see them in a minute. Just let me get through this debate with this other fool. Let me get through this, right? And I'm coming. I don't want to hear the book. The book means nothing to me. Because there's a book. And if you ain't got no sources to back up that book, then what you talking to me for? Because I'm going to keep it like that. All that playing with them, all that halfway crook, acting like the religion got something and we black, we respect the religion. I'm done with that shit. Blame the Christians, yo. Blame the fake Christians and the fake, blame them, yo. Now it's up. It's just up. You try to have empathy for those who are still enslaved mentally and socially. Try to have empathy for them. Try to give them a break, but as soon as you give them a break, they take it as weakness and softness, and they talk shit. Now I got to be ruthless. I got to let you know that you're a slave, and you accepting slave doctrine. That's what you're doing. That's exactly what it is. If you're in this space, now, if you ain't in this space, man, and you going to church, you just don't know no better. But if you hearing this, right? You hearing conscious community, and if you in any of them damn debate leagues, you're scamming as a Christian, as a Hebrew, because you know better. Now, if you were just in your little mosque, yeah, I mean your little thing. If you're in the black Hebrew Israelites, you're scamming. Yeah. If you act like you're a cowboy and Indian, you scamming. But if you're in your church, you go to church every Sunday, and you ain't fucking with me, then man, you just believe, yo. But if you around here, you got questions. Yeah, it's right here. You can't even figure out why you even talking to me. Why you talking to me? Why you want to talk to me? But you love talking to me, though. Scammers. You just do. Anyway, I said all that to say, good leadership, man. If they ain't got a degree in biology and all that shit, they say, I don't know, and they take you to the experts because they care about your damn health. Biology is connected to your damn health. Evolutionary biology is directly connected to your health, understanding your health. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different, man. So let's get right to this, man. Hold on, let me see. I want to play this. I'm going to play this nut, though. I got to play this nut. Big up the DMG. Got to play the nut, though. DMG, let me see. Here we go. Let me see if I put that right there. All right, let me see. See if I can get when they first. Hold on. Let me get right here. Let me say, I'm going to drop the link too. I'm going to drop the link. Man, give us something to do. It's Sunday. All right. All right. Man, big up the DMG and they all late debates, man. Paradigm shift, man. Coliseum, all of them. Big up to the barbarians, man, for sure. Because I'm with the barbarians. I'm the stepchild over there. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. So, yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Let me say this. Let me play this right here. All right, and watch the bullshit that come out of some people's mouth. Disrespectful little fucks too. Disrespectful. Where you at?
All of our doctrinal stuff. I can meet people halfway because when I first came into this community, when I debated Josh Huber, I was on atheist. That your position
supposed to be.
You ready for me? Or
so if I was to just live as
So let me tell y'all what I mean by that.
Oh.
So my man, you an atheist, right?
Oh
yeah.
Oh, he's an atheist.
I don't believe in the God. Yeah.
Okay, you don't believe in the God.
Hey,
now,
DMG. Hey, that's Kick Door Low, yo. He was being super nice on your show, bro. That's Kick Door Low, yo. For sure. He was real respectful, yo. But your man right here, let me show you how your man is, yo. And Kent is wild as fire, yo. Him and Cedric, yo, is wild as fire, yo. But they want to engage in a good conversation, yo. Every now and then we gotta beat somebody up and knock them out. Gotta engage in good conversations because it's healthy for the community, yo. Where's this guy? Is the sergeant? Is that the one? The fake Sergeant Water? Gotta be it. Let's see. Is that him?
now
So he just came in throwing.
Hold on, watch this.
Leandre.
Now watch this. Now Kent and them, man. Man, shit. Kent and them, man, ain't in this motherfucker nice in our own shit. But they giving respect, yo. Right? They giving respect because we respect the debates y'all putting on. I just respect that whole thing. I like the action. I like watching the action, man. And I hope y'all continue to be successful, yo. All right. I never like to see y'all fighting back and forth amongst debate leagues and shit. I think it's a better way to do that, right? Because I think at the end of the day, y'all got a good model for what y'all do, man. So I hate to see that shit, yo. But you got fucking idiots like this, yo. He's a fucking idiot, yo. He got the hostile escape gene in him because he don't really want to do. He want to pull guns out and do all that. Nigga, if I wanted to pull a gun on nigga, I wouldn't be on here. Now would I? No. He shoot up his cell phone. Nigga shot his cell phone up trying to get at me. That's crazy. You shoot his cell phone up. Here you go. Let's see. Here you go. I'm playing. Here you go.
AKA Death Incarnate respond to what our man Cedric Ortega just said.
Yeah. So I was agreeing with up until the last part where he totally misunderstood what faith is. It certainly is true. And part of this, he goofed up when he talked about knowledge. In order to have knowledge of something, it's a justified true belief to know something, logically speaking. But then he turned and made faith something absent from something concrete. And I don't know what definition of faith he's responding to, but it's wrong, like he usually is when he talks about philosophical concepts. So I don't know where Ced pretends to have learned philosophy or
Okay, so faith is a philosophical concept, huh? All right, then. So if it's a philosophical concept, then leave it in fucking philosophy then. Stop sticking your chest out. All right. Here we go.
Or epistemology, and like even his use of the word ontology was incorrect over and over and over again. So,
see, ain't none of that important, yo. Whether he did it, misusing all that, that don't got nothing to do with this. If he got all of it right, your ass is grass. If he got all of it wrong, your ass is grass. Because the wages of sin ain't fucking death. That's only to the wild, sticking their chest out Christians believe some nonsense like that. The wages of sin and death, and all of a sudden, I'm going to ease on over to your land and then put the word sin on you and say you're going to die because you sinning. Ain't nobody dying for no damn concept. Ain't nobody dying for no wild idea. Here we go. Watch the disrespect come. Watch.
Again, yeah, I don't know where Seth studied any of the topics, but again, that was wrong. Like for example, from a biblical perspective, faith is not something that's absent from knowledge or anything like that, or without a basis or foundation, which is how he positioned it at the end. So it's just wrong. It's more just pseudo stuff from somebody who uses Chat GPT in their presentations and gas fake citations.
So see, why he starting that shit back up? Why are you throwing that shot? Somebody that uses Chat GPT. We all use goddamn Chat GPT. What that mean? Yeah, put is logic supernatural in your fucking Chat GPT. Go do that. That's finished. So he throwing shots for no reason. Watch.
So,
Now,
which one did I interject?
Oh, so he just came in throwing.
One did I interject biblical truth? You see, that's the bait and switch. So I never spoke from a theological perspective, but from a biblical perspective. Then you're engaging in theological philosophy. I'm just talking about general how people interact. Now, if you are convinced of something for which we have no evidence, then that is blind faith. When I say I'm going to use my brakes because I believe it's going to work, that's predicated on brakes working. Now, we know that there's a chance that it can fail because we also experience that. We catch planes, we take flights every day because we believe that we're going to restore a destination because the likelihood is more true than not. But planes do crash. But to tell me about a God for which there is no ontology, you cannot quantify a God. Every claim is arbitrary. Every claim is a presupposition for which you can just make it up. That, my friend, is not predicated on any evidence. There is no epistemology there. So when you reference biblical narrative, you're putting the conversation into a very select and distinct category for which I am not part of. Remember, I'm an atheist.
Yeah, and so like most atheists, you're a pretender to know about the religion and about its position.
Yeah, so at that point, man, Cedric not even getting slick, yo. He should have cussed his bitch ass out is what he should have did right there. See, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cuss him out. Like, I'm going to get to it first because he don't want a nice conversation, right? Where we deal with our intellect. That guy don't want that. He don't want that. He want to make it so you cuss him out every time you hear his voice. That's how he want that. He don't want nothing else. See, once I realize you don't want nothing else, yo, then I'm going to be like that. I can't speak for Kent. I can't speak for Cedric. I can just speak for myself. He don't want that comment. He don't want that smoke for real, yo. He don't want that. He won't play like he want to smoke. He won't cuss you out. He won't talk crazy. He want to go over the old shit that people have been saying, calling for years. Yeah, like that gonna get me. Oh, you smoke this, you smoke the crack, you get high, all that shit. 35 years ago, 40 years ago, shit. He want to do that. He don't want to do that. He won't make it so if you really seen each other in real life, yo, you have kill each other. That's what he really want. He don't know he on YouTube, yo. You saying you don't want to talk about the wages of sin is death for the whole planet? Maybe it's for your stupid ass. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about that you become what you believe since you believe that nonsense and that's what it's going to be? Almost. Crazy. Cedric is very cordial at this point because he know where he at, right? He respecting the infamous DMG and his platform. But watch this Negro. Look.
Leandre, real quick. Once Leandre responds, before we go back to Cedric, I want to get Domo in here. We also got Big Hemi in the building. Go ahead and finish responding, Leandre.
Yeah, so like most atheists, one, you come up with talking about how there's not sufficient evidence. It just means to lack the belief in God. And then you move to new atheism and say that there's no evidence for God, right? Which is,
man, I don't care about new atheism, old atheism, disappearing atheism, man. Listen, bro, ain't no evidence for that nonsense. There is no evidence that the God in the Bible is the God of everybody. There's no evidence for that. How about that? I'm going to say this again. There is no evidence that the God in the Bible and his son is the God over everybody, because everybody predate the God of the damn Bible. Last time I checked, human beings wrote the Bible. Last time I checked. And if you honest, if you strictly honest about that, right? Ain't no God. You only know that God told them to write the shit because they said that God told them to write it. They said they was inspired by God. That's the only way you know it. And I don't trust them. So once again, there is no evidence that the God in the Bible is the God of everybody's. How about that one? Deal with that. Playing. These niggas be playing, yo. That fake Christian be playing. I see.
is where you violate the first definition. To say that you're not convinced by the evidence is separate from saying that there is no evidence. And when you say the second part, this is where you move to new atheism and you violate the first definition. And so again, it's part of why when I hear people like you talk, it's hard to take you seriously because you don't know enough about your own position or your opponent's position. So to say that you're not convinced by the evidence is one thing. To say that there is no evidence that a God exists is absolute ridiculousness.
What is the evidence? What is the evidence?
Hold up, y'all. One mic.
You finished all of what you said.
One mic.
You finished all of what you said. Anyway, as I was saying. So, and then like even when you use,
no, we just want to know what the evidence is. That's all.
No. Listen. We're gonna let Leandre finish what he's saying. We're gonna let Domo jump in, and then I'm gonna have Cedric or whoever want to respond first between y'all two. But let him finish what he's saying.
Yeah. So anyway, so like even when you use epistemology, you just use it wrong again because you don't know any of these terms. You pretend to know logic, you pretend to know philosophy, you don't know any of the terms. So you just confused epistemology with ontology again just a second ago, and I know you don't know that because you don't know the topic. So anyway, but again, the fact is that if you are under the impression that there's no evidence that a God exists, that's ridiculousness.
If you under the impression that there's no evidence for God, then you're what? There is no evidence for God. There's just not. Because if it was, we would believe in God. Hell, at this point, we just need a shred or something, a little That's all we would need is We can't even get get a bunch of nuts like that talking. There's evidence for God. Where? You heard Ken ask him 100 times, where? There's no evidence backed by that. And then he started talking about, well, you know, science can only measure a certain amount. Yeah, so what? In that realm of ENQi, when ENQi started playing with that, well, you know, science can only do this and that. What? Yeah, flammery. Watch him. Listen, here we go.
And so it's really, really hard to take that sort of position seriously. If you want to debate the topic, we most certainly can. But
can we respond now, DMG?
Why did the evidence?
Why are you thinking respond?
We're gonna go to Domo. We're gonna go to Domo next. Leandre, finish your thought.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, those sorts of statements, right? That there's no evidence that God exists. Think about the hubris that's involved in that. What's involved in saying that there's no evidence that there's a God exists? Is that not stating emphatically that you have examined all of the available evidence and you can conclude after examining all of it that there's no evidence that a God exists? The hubris and the lies involved in making such a goofy statement.
If you point us to the evidence,
you're talking again. And you're talking
let them finish. Let them finish.
Okay, let's get this straight, man. Let's do this. The only evidence that a wild Christian would have that God exists would be in the Bible. That's the only place you can find. See, I'm not the guy that's going to let you say, hey, the reason that sun shines. No. They're tricking you. See, because they got to go back in time, meaning the things that they talking about predate the printing press. The things that they talking about predate the English language. The things that they talking about predate the Hebrew language. The things they talking about predate Hebrew culture. The thing they talking about predate Homo sapien, Homo ergaster, Homo erectus, Homo naledi, Australopithecus africanus. It predates that. The thing they talking about. So don't point to things that predate that shit by billions of years and then try to apply it. I'm never going for that. So yeah, there's no evidence in the Bible that there is a God. I'm saying it. Oh yeah, but you know, God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Shut the hell up with the dumb shit. We're not going to see it's 2025. We're never going for that. See, since you don't respect other human beings that don't believe, then I can't respect you. See the difference? See, it's said that we got to respect people's religion, but they can't respect our position. They can't respect our inalienable right to say, bro, like, I'm not connected to that ancestral shrine. My ancestors don't come from the Garden of Eden. How you not respect that? The only reason you don't respect that is if you're a damn slave. And we know you're a slave, right? Because you promoting that bullshit. And you promoting it in a space that ain't even trying to hear that. See, that's the part. That's that piece right there. Right here in the back of their mind, man, they know it's something ain't right. But they ain't got that heart like we got. Oh, boy, the white man, God gonna make sure you go to hell. Oh, yeah. If you don't believe them ancestors of that, you're going to hell. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're going to keep going, yo. Here we go.
You're still talking again. This is a statement that you made. A claim you made is that there's no evidence that there's a God that exists. Not that there's some evidence, but that the evidence is not sufficient to support the claim that a God exists. You said that there's no evidence that a God exists. And what that means is that
but the nigga will never give you the evidence. He gonna spend the whole show not giving the evidence, the whole time running his mouth. He's supposed to be go get that. You know I'm gonna go get that nigga. He's supposed to go get that.
You have a ridiculous body of knowledge, right, about all available evidence that exists in order to make such a claim. And it's very hubristic. It's very pretentious of you. And you have some serious blind faith in that, because the reality is that you have not examined all available evidence. You haven't heard all available speakers. You haven't read anything on the topic. But
we read the Bible, though. We read the very document that don't got a facsimile, a direct copy from the original, but we read that. We read the fact that it was put together, right? Man, we read that. We understand that. We get that. Yeah. We understand that, though, huh? See, they try to hit you with the fake complexities. Like, oh, damn, you know you ain't read every speaker. I ain't got the hell with them speakers. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They believers. Knock it off.
But you'll yet say that there's no evidence to support the thesis that God exists. And that right there is blind faith. And I'm done.
Can we go to Domo now? Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to Domo. Once Domo respond, we're going to go to Hemi. Then we're going to come to Cedric or Kent, whoever want to respond to Leandre first.
Hey, Kent got pushed already to the back. Damn. Hold on. Let me see. Let me keep going. I don't know. Hey, DMG, man, Don't go to the beginning of the video when Kent was speaking. I don't know if he was speaking or not, yo. I'm just talking crazy. Let me see. All right, let's go. It did seem like he got at the back of the line, though. Let me see.
Cool. Well, nah. Well, you know, I ain't about to. Yeah, I'm a Christian, so I ain't got no response to the.
What's up, Domo?
What up with it, Dre? Nah, I just wanted to say it's you know, y'all been putting in work these you know what I'm saying, over this past week. Definitely been entertaining.
So I can watch, man.
You said what?
Yeah, I got to know when you're doing that so I can watch, man.
It's anti-intellectualism in order for it to, you know what I mean? I gotta my schedule.
Going twice, Mr. Debate Mania.
Y'all debated out.
Going 3 times for the biblical barbarian. All right.
Burnt
All
out.
right. Say it, Ken.
Yeah.
Who want to respond to Leandre?
Mr. Waters, I just wanted to ask you, what's the empirical evidence that for a God that you claim there is, if that's what you're claiming? That's what
Yeah. So part of what I would do is I would ask you to support.
No, I'm just asking for the evidence.
I'm in the middle of trying to answer you. Shut the fuck up.
Oh wow. I just asked you for the evidence.
You asked me a question. I'm in the middle of trying to answer you.
See, there you go. Like, really? That's what Ken get, yo? That's how that go, yo? Shut the fuck up. Only bitch ass niggas say that. In the middle of a conversation where you really have no leg to stay on, you got a white boy book written in white boy English, brought to you by white people with a whip. You ain't really got no ground, but we let you hang around a little bit. You ain't really got nothing to hang on in this community, bro. You just talking shit. Matter of fact, you the dummy in the whole group. See, we understand that to be straight stupid, that you ain't got enough sense to look on the map. Let me look at a map. Let me see. Let me pull up a map here. Let me see a map. On this map is Palestine and Judea, and it's way over here, but some kind of way it got way over there. And they got over there how? Oh, by the colonialists or the even lying say a Nubian somebody can't. It's just a wild lie, yo. As if it wasn't colonialism that played that major role in stripping people from their ancestral shrine, brought them to the Americas, and continued that enslaving process. Part of the enslaving process was the making it illegal to worship your ancestral shrine. Because they know if you stay connected to your ancestors, bro, it give you power, yo. Because it make you remember who you was and who you are. That's powerful to know who you are. If you're in a situation where you forget who you are, yo, you liable to do any damn thing. But shut the fuck up. That's the response. That man ain't say that, did he? Let me see. Out of nowhere, though. It's an out of nowhere type of shit. Can't ask a man a question. Shut the fuck up.
To Leandre.
Mr. Waters, I just wanted to ask you, what's the empirical evidence that for a God that you claim there is, if that's what you're claiming? That's what
Yeah. So part of what I would do is I would ask you to support.
No, I'm just asking for the evidence.
I'm in the middle of trying to answer you. Shut the fuck up.
Oh wow. I just asked you for the evidence.
You asked me a question. I'm in the middle of trying to answer you.
Being disrespectful.
Leandre, manners, man, manners.
Okay,
we talked about this.
So here's the issue. One, I'm asking you to support your loaded question for saying empirical.
Why would a person have to support a fucking question, you bitch ass nigga? Think about that. He's asking you a question. He doesn't have to support his question. It's a question. See, he doing the flim flam bam bam boom. He flim flamming right now. See? He flim flamming. He gonna spend 35, 40 minutes flim flamming, never answer that question. See? Boy, here you go. Let's go back again. Make sure. If I ask the man a question.
To Leandre.
Mr. Waters, I just wanted to ask you, what's the empirical evidence that for a God that you claim there is, if that's what you're claiming? That's what
Yeah, so part of what I would do is I would ask you to support.
No, I'm just asking for the evidence.
I'm in the middle of trying to answer you. Shut the fuck up.
Oh wow. I just asked you for the evidence.
You asked me a question. I'm in the middle of trying to answer you. You shut up and answer.
Being disrespectful.
Leandre, manners, man, manners.
Okay,
we talked about this.
So here's the issue. One, I'm asking you to support your loaded question for saying empirical. Empirical deals with things.
You said it was evidence, right?
Empirical, yes. Empirical deals with the things that are of the five senses. Modern empirical science deals with
what
especially
evidence are you talking about?
Well, so again, so there are things that transcend empirical evidence. One of the things that transcends empirical evidence, for example, that you don't seem to know, and this is why, and just respectfully,
get to the point.
I'm getting to the point, so be quiet. It's hard to take people like you seriously when you ask questions like that, like empirical. Empirical deals with things that deal with the five senses, right? And when you're asking about a question about God, does he have anything?
Empirical don't just deal with the five senses, though, because you got tools that allowed you to extend your five senses. So did anybody cut them off from saying that wild ass shit? Think about that for a minute. We already know, yo, that your five senses can trick you. And it's not till man was able to get past their five senses, yo, that they really start to begin to do science, yo, on some real. Like, your five senses aren't good for collecting empirical data. I see the crack. He don't know science. Yeah, I hear you, Brother Loud. Hey, Brother Loud, the other day, bro, we did answer your question. I didn't even see your question there, bro. That's real talk. Let me finish this.
To do, does he have anything to do with the natural world? By definition, it's supernatural. So one of the things that's supernatural that I don't know that's crossed your mind is it's going to transcend anything empirical because logic does not appeal to any of the five senses. So this is part of the reason why
that doesn't mean it's supernatural.
Both the natural.
It's going to transcend. One of the things that transcends empirical evidence, for example, that you don't seem to question for saying empirical. Empirical deals with things.
You said it was evidence, right?
Empirical, yes. Empirical deals with the things that are of the five senses. Modern empirical science deals with
what
especially
evidence are you talking about?
Well, so again, so there are things that transcend empirical evidence. One of the things that transcends empirical evidence, for example, that you don't seem to know, and this is why, and just respectfully,
get to the point.
I'm getting to the point, so be quiet. It's hard to take people like you seriously when you ask questions like that, like empirical. Empirical deals with things that deal with the five senses, right? And when you're asking about a question about God, does he have anything to do? Does he have anything to do with the natural world? By definition, it's supernatural. So one of the things that's supernatural that I don't know that's crossed your mind is logical evidence, right? So an argument from logic, for example, is going to transcend anything empirical because logic does not appeal to any of the five senses. So this is part of the reason why
that doesn't mean it's supernatural.
No, it means it's supernatural because it's the natural world.
That actually doesn't supernatural. Mean logic.
So now logic is in the supernatural world? Huh? 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 Think we got a scammer, ladies and gentlemen. I think we got a scammer. I think we got a Christian scammer. Yeah, he know better. Like, I think we have a Christian scammer. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Supernatural, bro. You know, like people will come up with supernatural shit because it reflects, you know, gaps in knowledge. Yo, you know, when people get to a certain point and don't know, yo, they'll go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? They'll throw in that God of the gap thing right there, yo, for sure. I mean, crazy. I just can't believe that, yo. We had that same type of conversation with ENQi. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we actually had that, yo. We actually had that conversation with that, man. Let me get back. Let me finish hearing it. Hold on. Hold on. Pseudo killer in the building, man. There we go. I see you, Cedric.
Logic is about the natural world.
Logic is not about the natural world.
Logic is not about the natural world.
Yeah. Oh boy, the flim flam was on high level. High level. Everything he said
when
there
did logic
was some pseudo nonsense. Since when does empirical rely on our five senses? I mean, does a
hold on, let me say this though, Cedric. I just want to say this real quick. Yo, logic is just a tool, yo, to examine structure of arguments.
Yeah.
Including supernatural ones.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It can test validity, right? But not empirical truth, bro.
No.
You know, supernatural remains metaphysical, bro, and faith, man, not logical science, bro. And this man stick his chest out and get shot like that. Yo, like, what are we doing, bro?
The flim flam was on high level.
Yeah, and disrespectful flim flam. Y'all didn't even get out of order with that man. See, that's what I don't understand, yo. And DMG told me, look, man, don't get disrespectful. Don't come on, yo. I talked to you. Don't do that. Why you gotta do all that, yo?
You know what it is? You know when you're holding the kid by the head and he's swinging, trying to hit you? He's swinging, and you just hold the kid by the head. That's what it is when I'm talking to these dudes. They'd be swinging at the air, upset, and I just hold them by the head because they don't have one coherent argument. It's not one. And again, he's going to talk about, and I ask him, bro, we need evidence. And the argument isn't evidence. A claim isn't evidence. We need evidence. Can you provide us with evidence? And then the flim flam is just next level. Because they can't simply say, no, we don't have any evidence. This is by belief.
I know why not say that, yo. That's respectable.
That's it.
If you get past the Bennett on here, yo, he'll say, yo, that's my belief, yo.
In the story, okay. I believe that's
Pastor Bennett, yo, I can listen to what he's saying, yo.
Oh boy.
The question in the chat is, so you gonna debate Slim?
Can Slim come up with a coherent title? No. Does Slim actually want to debate me? No. We go in the back, we face off. I acquiesce to a faulty debate just to simply show this dude I can stand on my own. He runs from that. He gets up there and he proposes a handicap match, which why would I need a handicap match against you, bro? Like I'm debating.
Handicap match or what?
So he does everything to not actually debate. So he's just a poser. He's not going to step in the ring with anyone. He's just a poser. He's a clown. He's just a clown. That's it. He wanted to debate. I meet him in the back. GMG sets up a conversation. I acquiesce to a faulty debate. He wants to put methodological naturalism on trial and doesn't want to stand on anything. I let him know that's a flawed debate. You just want to put me in the interrogation. You're not proposing anything opposite to methodological naturalism to understand the natural world. Right? So what's the debate? However, I'm still going to take the debate. He starts some flim flam about camera being on and off. Like, bro, you don't want to really debate.
What did he say? You got to have your camera on and off.
I need to have my camera on at all times. And if my camera goes off, I'm going to be disqualified.
I don't believe you said that. Cedric, I don't believe that.
EMG. First of all, I'm the A side. You don't get to set any rules. I keep my camera on for courtesy, especially when you're speaking. But if I need to turn my camera off, I'll turn my camera off. You can't dictate those. Well, then you by default, you lose the debate. Bro, you don't want to debate. This fool doesn't want to debate.
Yeah, I can tell he was just talking shit.
Yeah, he's just talking shit. So now I'm there. I'm in your face. No, he's proposing a handicap. I'm going to take on you and Kent at the same time. And then when Ken says, let Cedric debate, I'm going to debate you. Propose let's hear your topic. Give me a title. It's going to be I propose a 2-on-5, and you could bring the whole like he does all the flammery, all you know it's a little chihuahua that barks a lot. But if you step to him, he runs away. That's a whole clown show. He's just a clown gesture.
Hey, look, I wonder why people say it's problematic to say there's no God, yo. For the time that Homo sapiens been able to think and reason, yo, they ain't got no verifiable proof that there's a God, specifically one that's over every goddamn body. Each individual religion had its claim, yo. You know that, right, yo? And I like when people try to act like that. No, there's only one God. I say, well, the name is Kulu, then they don't say it no more.
That's the name of God. Like Xavier made that point the last time he was here. God rise and die with cultures, right? So at that point, if you understand that the God is culturally is a cultural container, then why do you think that these gods are real? Why do you think there's one God if every culture and civilization has their own particular gods? Like with that knowledge today, why do you take an oppressive position and assume that your belief in this one God represents all of humanity? When again, as you point out so beautifully, it's a cultural container of a particular group of people.
Right. I don't know why. I mean, that's very simple, yo. Yeah, that's what it is, yo. Man, the whole fucking show. What's going on, man? Big up to you, man. Go over there and like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. I enjoy his content when he's doing it for sure, yo. Let's finish. Let's see. Let's listen to the mistakes. Here we go.
Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Let DeAndre fly.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all talk about, man.
Logic is not about
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. So Slim.
Who is hollering logic is not about the natural world? Who is saying that? Who is that?
Zion, I think.
Huh? Who?
I think that's Zion.
Where he not on there?
Zion is up in the corner. Zion said, Zion is making the claim of a rational transcendent. I'm going to debate him on that.
What? Hold on, man. Y'all, man, look, I ain't even going that deep with it.
By God, does he have anything to do? Does he have anything to do with the natural world? By definition, it's supernatural. So
by definition, logic is supernatural, yeah.
No, God doesn't have nothing to do with the natural world. Omnipotent, omniscient,
right.
All the attributes that are given to God, the creator, the savior of our soul, the producer of what is everything here. And he has no direct relationship with the world. He dictates our actions. He causes floods, and he has no interaction with the world. So which God are you talking about? Because you cannot be talking about the biblical God, because that biblical God is very much the claims made by the book is that God is very much interactive with humanity and this world. As a matter of fact, he's too much involved with humanity in this world. This dude cares about who you're sleeping with, when you're having sex, and all of that.
All right, let's see.
One of the things that's supernatural that I don't know that's crossed your mind is logical evidence, right? So
logical evidence is supernatural.
An argument from logic, for example, is going to transcend anything empirical because logic does not appeal to any of the five senses.
So stop there.
So this is part of the reason why I laugh.
Pull that back for a second. Listen to the flim flam. First, you talk about logical evidence when you can never have logical evidence.
Hold on. Damn, man. Go ahead.
First, he says logical evidence, something which you can never have. Logic only gives you if your arguments are sound. It can only provide you with an understanding of how you interact with the natural world based on the particular field of logic. Logic, then he refers to logic in terms of a claim. And now claim is by no means evidence, and a logical argument is by no means evidence. That's the flim-flam. And if you don't understand that, why am I even having a conversation with you? You're just simply too stupid.
So he said, I gotta go back and listen to that again, yo. Real talk, yo. It was so encapsulated in foolery. Yeah, let me see. Yo. Hold on.
About God. Does he have anything to do? Does he have anything to do with the natural world? By definition, it's supernatural. So one of the things that's supernatural.
So you know, just for everybody listening, man, that's the point. God is outside of natural. Last time I checked, yo, we live in a natural world. And that's why science can't measure the supernatural. Science is looking for the understanding of the knowledge and wisdom gained from the natural world. The Bibles, the Qurans, Kulu, Native American mythology, Greek religion, Native religion, indigenous Africans, the Khoisan, Nubians, Egyptians, Assyrians, Native Australians. You know what I'm saying? You know, their religion is dealing with the supernatural world. Right. It's supernatural. Your ass get killed in the natural worlds when you die. If you don't die in the supernatural world, the ghosts don't come get you. You die in the natural world. And then they believe you go somewhere else. Different religions. Some religions say there's nowhere to go. Nobody ever came back from wherever that is to tell you anything. For 350,000 years, no one has ever came back and said everything. So then we must understand that the Hindus say, hell with it, everything go through the thing, come back. Everything. Oh, man.
Literally nothing new under the sun. God made 7 billion and that's it.
Yeah, man, we can't. This is too much. Let me finish this right here. They do a whole lot of foolery, yo. Here you go.
Natural that I don't know that's crossed your mind is logical evidence, right? So an argument from logic, for example, is going to transcend anything empirical because logic does not appeal to any of the 5 senses.
You want to say something about that, Cedric? Logic does not appeal to the 5 senses.
No, it doesn't. The law of non-contradiction is what? The 5 senses. Everything, I mean everything about logic deals with our 5 senses. It's how we engage with the natural world. It's how we know that something is sound and makes sense because it applies to logic. Now you can postulate any type of argument about what is going on outside of space-time, metaphysical. Your argument could be logically sound, yet that doesn't mean you have evidence for it. And without evidence, we remain at the same point. You can make up anything and provide a logical argument for it. That doesn't mean it is supported by evidence. So that's a flim-flam. We're asking you for evidence, and you're providing me with a logical argument. A logical argument by no means is evidence. So your theological argument, your cosmological argument are just that, arguments. They are not evidence. They are not supported by any evidence. It's your mis or reinterpretation or a misattribution to
So he's just trying to play the game, right? So you know, like your 5 senses, right? So like if we was to say the sky is cloudy, right? You seen it with your sight. You know what I mean? And you talk about logic. And then you'll say, like, well, if the sky is cloudy, it will probably rain soon. You know what I'm saying? So like like your senses kind of provide, information, and then like logic connects or interprets that information.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So logic itself is not actually sensory, right? But the content of logical arguments often come from, you know what I'm saying, sensory experience. Like, but why would you play that game like that? You know what I'm saying? You getting the point, yo?
Because he wants to flim flam.
Yeah,
As if
he got to explain all that like that. He can't just dive in there with that like that, bro.
He's flim flamming, and he's doing as if he's now going to. You see what he said? I didn't examine all the evidence, so I'm making this humongous claim. No, bro, I make no claim. Where is the evidence? All I see is claims. I see no evidence. You provide me with none. So when I say there's no evidence, because I've not been presented with any evidence to support your claims of a God.
Yeah. So, but it takes to make that smooth fake transition and try to put that back on his God. See, that's the joke. You get it? That's the joke. And the way he transitions y'all to logic from you ask him about imperial evidence, man. Yeah. So he's basically what he trying to say that his religion is based on logic. That's not true. His religion is based off beliefs, yo.
Faith. Blind faith.
Faith, right? So I'm just trying. Why would he even play that shit? Oh man,
he didn't like
the shit he understood, yo. Logic, like rationalists. You know what I'm saying? Argue that logic and reason, can operate independently of the senses. You know what I'm saying? So
philosophical position, however, how do they measure that outside of the senses?
Yeah. Yeah, and then so you got imperialists and rationalists, but what the fuck that got to do with wild ass Christianity, yo? And the wages of sin is death. see how he put y'all in that, yo? See how that game he played with y'all? See, that's that game right there. See? Yeah. So
and the disrespectful attitude is attributed to his mental health issues. Because you don't want to have the conversation, but you still jump up there to have the conversation. And you engage in such a way as to not have the conversation. Do you see the logical confusion that this man is facing when he's up there?
Yeah, he trying. So we understand logic is like a formal system, yo, of rules, like mathematics. We get that, yo. So we also get the validity of it is independent. You know what I'm saying? Of how we sense the world, bro. Like, okay, we get that. But the way he played that game and used that, like, come on, bro.
You could have a perfectly sound argument with your logical syllogisms all in place. Yet have no evidence or that logical argument be completely false.
So like mathematicians, yo.
Yeah.
When they provide their theorem, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't need to see it or touch anything, yo. You know what I mean? Only the reason. Come on, yo. We get that, yo. I don't like that game. That's a wild game right there. He playing that game.
And again, he don't want to debate.
But that's not what y'all was saying, though. Y'all asking for empirical proof about God.
Yeah,
right?
And he needs to flim flam.
And then he get that wild flim flam shift.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like math is a mathematical equation. Like you don't need your senses, though. You know your numbers and shit. You can just come on, yo. I don't like that.
And then claim he can support. Then claim that he could support.
I don't like
that. And claim that with logic he can support his position about the supernatural, as if that provides him with any evidence. Again, a logical syllogism can be completely sound. Doesn't mean that logical syllogism has any bearing on reality or is true. Yeah. The two things are separate.
Yeah, he's just trying to, I don't know, bro. Right? So, we recognize that fucking logic in itself, yo, don't appeal to the five senses, yo. It operates the fucking reason. Like, all right, man. Okay, I tell you one thing about science, though, Cedric. Science definitely unites empirical observations, you know what I'm saying, in senses with logical inference. All right. Okay, build and rethink. Now we do know that much. Let me say that. But that wild Christianity, yo, that wild ancestral shrine, yo, that people trying to promote and push, yo. Nah, bro. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Francis?
Let me ask a question that I've often thought about. When people say supernatural, is supernatural and spiritual synonymous, or can the two be separated?
No, they're synonymous. They're synonymous.
Okay, now let me give you an example, right?
I think they are. Don't. They are synonymous to spiritual.
No, hold on. Let me give you an example, right? If the average human, by nature, can lift, let's say, 100 pounds, and a man and someone comes across and lifts 300 pounds, is that not considered supernatural?
Say it again.
If the average man can lift 100 pounds, and someone else comes along and lifts up 400 pounds, is that not technically considered supernatural beyond the normal nature of man?
No. Hard work. That's considered hard work and discipline in the gym.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Right. First of all, like their people's strength varies based on genetic makeup, etc. And we know that you can actually physically strengthen the body, which allows you to lift more, which allows you to produce more strength, allows you to lift more weight. So it's a purely natural process. There's nothing supernatural about that. We can actually measure.
Yeah, you can measure it. You can measure how much weight he lift.
Okay, so supernatural and spiritual are definitely synonymous.
We got you in the platform, brother. Appreciate you starting through. Say it again.
So supernatural and spiritual are definitely synonymous. There's definitely no way that you see to separate those two terms.
The supernatural explains the spiritual.
Okay, no,
you can't separate them, yo. It's religion. Religion, the very nature of religion is supernatural.
Okay, it's an honest question because I often thought that sometimes, people use these words out of context. And they don't have to necessarily supernatural, spiritual don't necessarily have to be synonymous.
Oh, maybe how you going? There's no way to measure the spiritual. You measure it through reading books.
I would.
Does spiritual include and has a bearing on a part of your existence that stays behind after your death and travels to other planes, etc. Is that part of the narrative when we're talking about spiritual?
I'll say generally when we say spiritual, that is what we mean.
You mean what?
Supernatural.
It has to do people who are I think spiritual and religious are two different things, so they can technically be separated. The only reason why I'm saying that
supernatural. So that's a different question.
Oh, let me hold on. So religion can contain spiritual things. It can contain ancestral shrines. It can contain a god. It could contain ancestors in no particular order. It can contain beliefs and mythology and folklore. That's all part of religion. So people in the Nile Valley had a religion in no particular order, and there's no real codifiable definition
but here's why I say
on religion, yo. You get it?
But here's why I say religion and spirituality can be separated. Because
you can't.
Because religion, in terms of that word religion, if I went back 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years, I don't think that anyone would know that particular word.
They wouldn't have to. But they would have wedding ceremonies.
Right, but
so that's contained in your religion. You get it?
I still think you shouldn't really apply religion to to all of those practices.
You got to, because people
try to use it. I don't think it's fair.
They try to use it. It is fair because it keep you honest.
Right.
Well, the Egyptians didn't have no religion. That's a damn lie, yo.
No, but if you're but if you're going back and looking at,
you know that, right? Hold on, you know that, right?
Okay, I'm gonna say this to you.
They did have religion, yo.
I'm gonna say this to you. I don't like to use the word religion.
That's fine.
But I wouldn't say it's not out of the question to apply in modern times. I think the further you go back, the less you should apply the word. Simply because when you talk about ancient Africans.
So how about belief? Oh, you about to mess up.
Nah, I don't see. I don't like the word belief because belief means Belief means someone tells you something and you take it at their word. There's no way to prove a belief. I will agree with that.
Well, you can't even be a Homo sapien sapien without belief. That's part of what makes you a Homo sapien sapien is your believing mind.
Right, but
brain evolved to believe, bro. You get that, right? So you trying to make a set of humans and take them outside the realm of Homo sapiens sapiens. We spooked out, yo, and that's part of our.
I don't believe that.
No, listen, bro. Right now, yo, right now, all of us on this motherfucker, we spooked out, yo. Take your ass outside, right, and lit right now in the dark, yo, and let something rattle, yo. You gonna jump, yo.
Well, that's a natural.
Whether you like it,
that's it. We got sensory. Yeah, we got sensory.
Yeah,
you know I'm saying highly active sensory.
Right, that's a natural reaction.
Yeah, you gonna jump.
Just a reaction, yo. It's what religion do to co-opt that. They co-opt that. Trust me, bro. You can't get out of that.
And you know why you jump from that bank? Because you believe something is out to get you. That's your initial thought process every single time.
Yeah, you got
Cedric. So Cedric, you don't think if you're walking in the dark and you hear a sound, fear is a natural reaction to hearing a random ass sound in the middle of the woods?
You spooked out. And you believe, and your initial thing is to believe something is going to get you. That's belief. You operate on that as well. You are going to react to that initial belief.
Hold on, I got something for you.
Hold on.
I got something for you, yo.
Cedric, if I am in Africa or India somewhere where I know tigers and bears and these animals are lurking around, and I'm walking my ass out there in the dark, there's a reasonable assumption that thing out there is probably going to eat me. It's probably a 70-80% chance that thing is going to eat me.
Thank you. Good point. But you can't just throw it away because it was created for that type of thing. It ain't gone away.
But that's what I'm saying.
We still got. Listen, yo. If that's the case, yo, you wouldn't still believe in God, yo.
I don't believe in God.
That. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Come on, yo.
No, I don't.
So you're an atheist?
No.
All right, then.
I told you already, Ankh. I don't think Africans can be atheists.
It's a Greek word. Play the crazy game.
I told you that already. I told you that 10 times, and you still feel I'm crazy.
Yo, you guys.
Honestly, I really don't think Africans can be atheists.
That's
a serious statement. That sounds crazy. I'm serious.
That's a crazy ass statement.
Shaka Zulu was an atheist. He didn't believe in none of those traditions of his people.
How could he be atheist? Well,
before the word,
he could have been. He could have been.
It's just a concept of disbelief.
It wasn't that long
right?
ago.
The label we put on a behavior is irrelevant, but that behavior is shared by all humans. There is somebody in every culture that says, I don't believe that. That's how cultures evolve. That's how traditions change. Because there's somebody that says, I ain't down with that. I don't believe that. That ain't working. There's always someone in the culture that doesn't adhere to the status quo. Now we label it atheism, but and the whole argument because that word didn't exist, that's irrelevant. We're talking about a pattern of thinking, skepticism. It's people who look at what was being said and said, I don't believe that. So the title you put on it is irrelevant.
I got something for you.
I'm gonna disagree that clearly language is important.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Listen.
Yes, sir.
Watch this. This is called checkmate. Humans will never make the mistake and call a human a shadow, but would always make the mistake in calling a shadow a human. You in checkmate, bro.
I see where you're going, but I don't see where you're going.
I want you, don't worry about it. Just think about that for a minute. I'm gonna say
I see where you're going, but I don't see where you're going. But once again,
think about I'm just saying, so why would you make a mistake and think that a shadow was a human, but never make the mistake that a human is a shadow?
What I'm saying is
stay there. You gotta stay there.
What I'm saying, hold on, but I'm saying is if you go back before that word, then you can't.
It don't matter about the word. The word. Listen. Hold on. All it is a lack of belief, yo. So you trying to tell me that you're basically saying that that the origin of our species that started in Africa didn't have people in a clan, right? They didn't believe that shit, yo. You gotta know that.
But they
You
would use
gotta
the
know
word
somewhere.
atheist,
Let me finish. Let me finish. I don't care about the word. It's not even about the word. I promise you. It's about the lack of adhering to a group dynamics of believing something. That's all.
You are aware that the word atheist.
No, get off the word atheist, yo.
No.
Oh, wow.
The word atheist was
wow.
created by Greeks simply to say you don't believe in their gods. That's what. That's specifically what it means. You don't believe in the Greek gods.
So okay.
It doesn't apply to any other deities.
So I'm gonna ask you a question.
We made that up later on.
Yes, that's later on. So you don't think people in Africa didn't believe in a God, yo?
Yes, but
if they had a God, you don't think it was somebody in the tribe, not one person, yo? So you saying we basically don't got the ability?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
We the blueprint of humanity, but for some wild reason we don't got the ability to just not like. Come on, yo.
Nah, I don't like the word atheist because I don't think it applies to African people, and I'm not backing up.
So you don't like the word religion, you don't like the word God, you don't like none of the words. That's fine.
Because they're not my words, Ankh. They come from people who never like me, called me a barbarian.
Big up the Herb Wise.
The Greeks said, if you're not one of them, you're a barbarian. So
that goes for everybody, though. That goes for everybody, though.
No. Africans didn't call you barbarian.
No. I'm saying
because of your
the Greeks applied it to everybody, yo, not just African.
Well, I don't want whether I'm not taking on their culture because they have no respect for me. I'm a barbarian. Yeah, so I'm not. What am I using their words for?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but we are speaking the English language at the moment, and that's based.
Yeah, we can't listen to that. We can't stand and listen to that, yo. You want to change words? Of course they want to speak in. Come on, yo.
We're not doing that. We're talking about.
We're not doing that, yo.
Yeah, we're talking about concepts, and every human being has the potential.
I'm black and I'm staying black.
All right, man.
As a black man, you have the potential to not believe. That doesn't make you like the word atheist or not. It is about the concept of not believing in what is being told. Right? It's just not belief. So forget the word atheist. People, all people have the tendency. Yeah, but that's just emotion. That is not.
Let me be emotional.
What's good with it? What's good with it? Sid?
What's good?
Hold on.
Hey,
I want to say something.
Oh, you can't jump the line. Come on. What's up, Kelly? Killer. What's up? Talk to us. Say, Killer, what's up? Oh, he must be out the game. Go ahead, Gullah.
No, I was to say, man, since he said he don't like words and all that, it wasn't people words. Why he calling them people Africans then? Them people didn't call themselves Africans.
Right.
Checkmate. It's game over.
Yeah, he got you with that one. Damn. That's punch you don't see to knock you out, yo.
Yeah, that's one shot.
Yeah, we got
it. Go look for less punching the boots in it.
All right, Ankh and Cedric. I'm taking my leave right now, brothers. I'll talk to you next time, right?
All right.
He shot you up, yo. Got him out the game.
Colors on one punch, literally one punch.
Got ran over by the train.
He's crazy, man. That's crazy.
He ain't see that guardrail coming down. He ran out that motherfucker. Oh man. Yeah, Gullah man, he around here playing with words, playing all the logic of the file. Okay, nigga, we ain't even asked you that. We asked you about evidence. God, nigga. That's what we ain't even offer the logic empirical. No, we are applying empirical evidence. That's what you need to convince me. It's some damn empirical data, nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't want to hear no logical. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't care about none of that.
Taking me to the biblical narrative while you're dealing with an atheist. Bro, I'm an atheist. You've confirmed that I'm an atheist. Why would I acquiesce to your theological position?
I definitely don't want to hear none of that.
I ain't hearing none of that.
No, nigga. I don't want to hear none of that flim-flammy, the way you using it. You know what we saying. You know what we saying. So let me play this right here. Here we go. Move the show forward.
I'm going to say necessarily your right-hand man, but Unkh's been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just trying to understand, like, how has he made it a point all these years to stick around and teach white supremacy, right? So here's the book, right? This is the actual title of the book. On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection. Now, when people are trying to hide the truth, they just leave it like that. They just say on the origin of species by means of natural selection, or they will paraphrase and just say Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. They leave this whole entire second part out. You see what that say? Or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life. You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
This is the white supremacist Bible. This is the white supremacist Bible. This is the science that backed any and all justification for what Black folks would experience throughout the rest of, you know, the 1800s going into the 1900s. You know, this is how we get, you know, Francis Cress Welson's famous debate and you know, the bell curve book and all of these things that.
Yeah, he just overbooked that. That ain't legitimate at all, man.
You know what was sad? That he struggled with the word or.
So can I come in now?
Oh, when he was talking about
you missed it. Hold on, let you go ahead.
Yeah, so
hold on, then go ahead.
I just wanted to clarify on the issue of say that the supernatural and spirituality is the same. I just wanted to clarify. I don't think it's all the same, because when they use the word supernatural,
is that Sekou? Sekou, is that you?
Yeah, this is Sekou speaking.
What's up, Sekou?
I'm okay
tonight.
Yes, peace and blessing, Ankh.
All right, go ahead, man.
So yeah, so first of all, like I always say, I make a distinction between belief and science. Okay. I always say I believe science is empirical, is based on evidence, is evidence-based, and I believe is not science. So I make that very clear. And I do have beliefs, and I don't conflict it with science. But now the issue of supernatural comes mostly from established religion like Abrahamic religion. They believe that their God exists outside of nature and he is above nature. That's why the activity of their God defied nature, the natural law. Jesus walked on water. It defied the laws of gravity. Muhammad sat on a horse and he went to heaven. That defied physics. So the supernatural, because it defies the laws of nature, is outside of nature and it is above nature, sopra natura in Italian. So it's above nature. But when spirituality is to find meaning, finding meaning within nature, seeking meaning within nature, seeking meaning in death, happiness, life, nature, existence, you are seeking meaning through wisdom. It's not based on empirical evidence, but just seeking meaning through nature. It's not supernatural. I just want to make that difference clear.
What you mean, spirituality, right?
Spirituality is finding meaning in nature.
Yeah. Okay. So you basically saying that, and generally, spirituality is understood as an individual personal search for meaning and connection.
Right. Individual search for meaning.
That's
it's not saying, yeah.
Technical. I give you that.
So there are no African traditions that engage with the spirit world.
Yeah.
Say it again. Sorry, I didn't get you.
There is no African spirituality that engages with the spirit world, where there are forces outside of the natural world that have that play a role on the natural world. The Orishas, for example, isn't that supernatural?
Right. So that can be explained. Now, when you look at the Orishas, definitely if you misunderstand it, you look at the way people who are not familiar with the words, they translate them, you are likely to think it's the same as Abrahamic religion. But when you study it, you see that the African spirituality lay emphasis on ritual than belief. Belief is not the requirement to join. They don't ask you, for example, you have to confess that Olodumare is this before you become a member. There is no requirement of belief to be able to engage in ritual. In Islam, to become a Muslim, you have to say, I testify that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. You have to say that as the requirement of belief for you to join their ritual. There is no requirement. There is no requirement of.
What is the foundation and the purpose of engaging in ritual?
Yeah, I'm coming. So the ritual is usually mental, is usually cultural, is a mental and psychological way they make people to understand meaning, finding meaning in nature. So the gods you are mentioning in African spirituality, they have two applications. Some of them are just titles given to kings. Some of them have metaphysical application, but they are not anthropomorphic God that exist outside of nature. You can't find that. They are not anthropomorphic God existing outside of nature. That's not the African perception.
The gods and the spirits all dwell within nature. And because the gods and the spirits dwell within nature means it's not supernatural.
No, most of those gods they describe, they are usually mythological.
The supernatural part are the gods and the spirit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I am not deleting completely. That you will never find some type of us. I'm not speaking for the entire African continent to say there is nowhere you will find a culture that has that supernatural belief. That's not my position. I'm saying spirituality itself, looking at it, basically it deals with finding meaning in nature. But there are some extreme elements where you will find supernatural belief. In fact, there are some elements I would say that don't believe at all that there is something outside of nature that you will call atheist. It does exist, but I would not call it atheism. But there are some Africans you will find, like you will find this tribe, the Azabe tribe, they've been interviewed. They say when you die, you go into dust. That's it. There's nothing else. That's what they tell you.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that.
They say that very clearly. They will talk about their ancestors and what have you, but they tell you when you die, you go into dust, then that's it. That's all they will tell you. They won't tell you anything more than that. So it is more complicated because the Abrahamic religion is what we are using as a standard always. So it confuses us. If you look at even the Japanese beliefs, Japanese or Chinese will be considered atheists, but they have some rituals and cultural belief, but not to the extent of saying that there is a supernatural God outside of nature who is dictating things to us.
No, you see, you're positing as if supernatural only exists outside of nature. Supernatural is gods in the trees. It's the spirits that live in the bush. That's all supernatural.
It has to defy nature.
The explanation, the attributes are supernatural. There are no spirits. Quantify those. Those are the supernatural elements. The explanation for the natural processes can be supernatural. If you're attributing the actions of nature to an agent that has will and intent, that's supernatural. So it doesn't have to be a ghosts and goblins and defined as one. It's a broad basis. And if you ask me, I believe in any of that. No, I don't.
Yeah, it's fine that we can have that argument. But I will take one of the Orisha, for example,
let's take a Yamoja of the Yoruba pantheon. Yamoja, the mother of the waters. Okay, the description is mythological, as the all water represent the feminine energy, and for them that because it's a mother produces the fish, we use the water to water our plants, and that process of reproducing, they ascribe it to the feminine, but they do not believe that there's a lady living under the water called Yamoja. That's not it. It is the energy that they are describing using the anthropomorphic description, but there is no concrete belief that there is a lady living under the water who is actually Yamoja. That would be nonsense.
Yeah, so so you basically saying that atheists can be spiritual.
No, I don't like the word atheism.
Oh, no. I'm saying so atheists be spiritual.
I can't speak because atheism.
We look for meaning.
Right. So I don't want to speak to it because I'm not an atheist. I don't want to speak to an atheist.
I'm asking you. I'm just saying based off the way you use your definition. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So that's all my contribution. Other than that, I'm with Team Science. I always said it. Okay. And I am also, I have my beliefs. Not because my belief is based on what Diop said in one of his writings, that as long as we have not found the origin of matter, the issue of intelligent origin will always remain an area of speculation. That's my stand.
Okay.
What? Say that again.
As long as we have not been able to find the origin of matter, the question of that origin will remain an area of speculation forever.
The origin of matter.
Yes.
The origin of matter. So the early expansion of space-time from a singularity in which we know how all matter was formed. Or you mean the question of what is outside or prior to the early expansion of space-time?
Yeah, the very formation of those atoms that have to explode, the very formation of those things, as long as we cannot go beyond to find what formed them or what is it, that remains an area of speculation.
Slow down. When you say specific things, atoms, we understand the early formation of atoms and all of that. We know all that. So your issue is the singularity and what lies beyond. However, that is you're positing a causality when there isn't none necessarily. So you're asking a question for which we don't know if the question is even valid.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it remains an area of speculation.
So you posit God in that particular gap?
No, I do not posit God in terms of God, man speaking from the sky. I put it there that there is a phenomena which cannot be explained yet with our either intelligent and human language. That's my understanding.
So the moment we can explain, or if there is a necessity for an explanation, right? For example, the fact that we couldn't ground gravity, right, is the reason why string theory became a thing, right? It's only mathematical, but so at the point that we understand this universe and that singularity, when we got that figured out, what's next? Because up until now, every explanation has been natural.
So listen, this what he basically trying to say. This is what two brothers were trying to say. They was basically saying, based off of what the Africans understood, there would be no separation between natural and the supernatural. Like Oda the Maori, right? It is the universe. You get it?
Right.
Yeah, that's what they saying. I know because I study. So I understand what they're saying. But Cedric, me and you know what I'm saying, that there's a, when we talk about the cosmos, yo, we talking about being able to explain that shit.
Yeah.
You get it? Wait. But that's but I'm saying Europeans, right? They separate the natural from the supernatural, whereas though the indigenous Africans don't. It's the way to get all this shit straight, though. That's called science, because in Africa they have scientists.
As well.
Get that? You get my point, right? So they're gonna fight for that. They can have that.
Yeah. So, but when we talk about the supernatural, right? It's home simply things that transcend nature. So when we're having conversation about God,
from a European standpoint, though, because that's
yeah. So,
but let's look at it from a science standpoint, though. See, you get it?
So,
yeah,
but
I look at it from a science standpoint. So when you talk about God, spirits, magic, and forces that in control of, that's all supernatural to me.
Yeah.
Well, we can debate that, because for me, what I'm trying to say here is that finding meaning in nature through wisdom, because wisdom is different from empirical knowledge. So it's an area of speculation, philosophy. So if we look at nature and find deeper meaning to things beyond the empirical look of things, we are looking for deeper meaning. We are doing spirituality. And that's not that when the evidence come out, if we make a speculation and there is a scientific evidence that disproves it, we take the science.
Oh,
so that religion will never do that. Religion will stick to the dogma and say that it is dogmatic in my book, therefore I will stick with it. This is the difference.
That's a mistake right there. That's not true.
So
I don't get that, though.
today in this modern world, so in looking for deeper meaning in natural processes, I mean, we can both look at a rainbow coming up and I can philosophize whatever I want to about that rainbow. That is me being a human being. But if what the rainbow is simply what it is, it's a refraction of light. Right? It's a refraction of light on water molecules. That's all it is. But I can attribute any spiritual meaning to it. I can make up whatever philosophical idea I want to make of it. That is not a natural explanation at that point, because I'm not using.
No, it's not supernatural either. It's not supernatural either. As long as the explanation is not in a way to alter the natural law of science of any discovery. If you say, for example, I gave you a good example, Muhammad sat on a horse and went to heaven. If I believe that to be true and scientifically impossible in the physics for someone to sit on a horse to go into heaven, then now I am talking supernatural. But if I say I have that Muhammad had a vision, in the vision he sat on a horse and went to heaven, I'm not speaking supernatural right there. I'm speaking faith and belief, because a vision does not defy, it's a mental process. It does not defy any natural law. It's a vision.
So now we're confusing two things. First, you say we're going to look into nature for meaning. And if the meaning I'm looking for is outside of the natural order of things, then my explanation or my deeper meaning is purely metaphysical. That is all supernatural. That is not part of the natural order of things. If I look at a flower and I decide that for some reason this flower is opening for me because some force had something to tell me, I'm looking for a deeper meaning. Mind, this is your words. We're not looking for.
I can have a subjective experience with a flower which you don't have. That doesn't mean it defies nature. It's only when I make that a law and say that based on my subjective experience, I believe that to be an objective truth, then now I'm making a claim which I have to provide evidence for. But if I have a subjective experience with a plant which you don't have, that doesn't mean it's a supernatural thing. It means I have certain natural experience which is subjective to me.
It's subjective. Let me go to this real quick. Hold on one sec. So on the 25th, man, it's going to be a serious debate. All right. And, you know, two questions going to be answered here. Was pangenesis the scientific portion of Charles Darwin theory of evolution? 1. 2. Did Darwin produce a scientific theory of evolution? Ridiculous. Yes. Ridiculous. But the pseudo's gonna always try to pass it off and mess it up. Make sure y'all be there on the 25th. Drop the link, man. Get your tickets, man. You know what I'm saying? I think the last debate I had was what you say, cool. I had to come out retirement for this one, bro. You know what I mean? So say, cool, when you getting back in the ring? That's what I'm gonna ask you. When you getting back in the ring?
Difficult because I'm with Team Science.
Your phone messing up. Your phone messing up.
Oh yeah, because I'm driving. Sorry, I think I will mute until I get to my destination.
I can hear you now. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Okay. Yeah, I said my position is difficult because I am with Team Science, but Team Science think that I'm playing a double agent. I want to be spiritual and be scientific.
No, you could be that. No, hold on. I never said that. Then the Catholic Church help finance science. I ain't saying that. I would never make that mistake. Yeah, you can believe, right, and realize that humans don't come from the Garden of Eden, and evolution is real. The Catholic Church agreed.
No, I believe evolution is factual. The evidence are there.
Yeah,
the fossil evidence are there. We can't deny it.
Can't deny it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro.
That's where the supernatural come. When someone see all the evidence and said, no, Adam and Eve, by all means necessary, then you are now supernatural because you don't have evidence for the things to say and you are breaking the laws of nature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, so look, man, we out of here, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. It's a great show. Go ahead, say it again. Go ahead, say cool. His phone messing up. Anyway, man, appreciate you sliding through. Say cool. You always welcome guests, man. Appreciate you, Cedric, Pseudo Killer Official, man. It was a great show. Man, I just feel like them Christians. Go ahead. Your phone went out. This phone going in and out. Your phone going in and out. Say cool. Diaz was a physicist for sure. Hey, we appreciate everybody coming through, right? Appreciate it, man. The chat, man. Appreciate the cash apps, man. Everybody showed the cash apps, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate everybody in the building, man. The stars came out tonight, man. We appreciate everybody coming through, man. It was a healthy discussion, man. No cussing nobody out, no there. But them Christians, man, put your chest back in your shirt. You don't got on a bulletproof vest. All right. And so we understand exactly what logic is. But the way you tried to play that and flam that into the question that was asked to you was wild. And that's what we're talking about. He took us off on a pseudo judo rant, bro. Crazy as hell right there, man. Man, hit that cash app going out the door, man. Support the debate, man. It's happening the 25th. That's Saturday. Not this weekend, coming up the weekend after that, man. Big up to my Baltimore family, man. Big up to the pseudo killers, man. Big up to the community skeptics, man. Man, y'all know what we doing around here. Yo, we doing the way we supposed to do that, man. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate these damn donations, man. And make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, man, we appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate you, Cedric, man. You know, all the pseudo killers, man. And y'all know what it is, man. Peace to everybody, man. Keeping our heads high. Not letting the Christians get out with the foolery slave man religion.
In the shadow of the night, on the creek, raising up the titans, watch the fallen gods weep. From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the wrath as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break. Killer army rise and make no mistake. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. Allah, they all say goodbye. Zeus, unless you're grown, but he's losing his life. He's ready for the fight. Open your best run, we here for debate. All the deities trembling, feeling the weight, step aside, make way for the real. All gods must die, it's a done deal. It's a done deal, hey. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see him fall and die. All gods must die, no more I'll die. All gods must die, no more Allah, they all say goodbye. All could have gone killing, now time to fly. The world's ours now, hear the last goodbye.
Man, I'm your host, Bobby Banger, man. Make sure y'all check out that debate, man. Not this week, but the weekend after next, man. Make sure y'all be there up in the building, man. It's going to be one of them ones, man. Guarantee you. Was pangenesis the scientific portion of Charles Darwin theory of evolution? That's the one question will be asked. Second question, did Darwin produce a scientific theory of evolution? Crazy. How in the hell are you going to get out of that? With a whole lot of foolery and misdirection and misinformation and fake racism and yeah. But look, man, I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We here, man. And we doing it like we trying to do it, man. We not playing with it, man. Big up to the pseudo killers, man. Big up to the pseudo killer army, man. Big up to all the guests, man, and everybody that came through. Man, I appreciate y'all coming on the show, man. And I'm your host, Bobby Banger. And with that, we are out.